Welcome back, ChangeMakers. Today we're going to be talking about how to make educational games for kids. Now, since that's such a huge topic, what we're actually going to talk about today is how to recognize disengagement and what it actually means when a kid is engaged with the game. So, you're about to meet Grady Benson, who is our on-site CM. He's going to show you a couple of examples of what disengagement looks like. So, first and foremost, it's important to recognize what disengagement actually looks like. Now, some of these examples can be pretty disruptive. Things like flipping water bottles, or throwing things, or yelling really loudly. However, some of these can be considerably more docile. These docile ones, things like stacking tokens into nice piles, coloring, or sometimes even looking at your phone. These can be your best friends. By allowing kids to disengage, you're actually helping them engage for longer. I know this sounds counterintuitive, but stick with me for a bit. By redirecting them to engage in non-disruptive ways, you're actually helping them engage for longer periods of time. Things like coloring or playing with tokens, like Grady showed earlier, help them be non-disruptive, so they're not affecting anyone else's play, but it also allows them to disconnect for a moment and kind of regather their thoughts. It's pretty easy when they're in that state to just kind of tap them and have them come back in. So it's okay, and let them disengage. So adult brains are pretty heavily myelinated. It helps them fire thoughts pretty rapidly, and they have a pretty quick thinking process. You can think of it like a phone charger cable. They usually come with a bunch of wires. They're hooked up to an electrical outlet, and there's a big plastic covering to get them from point A to point B. That plastic covering is the myelination. Without it, those wires will end up shocking you, or it'll take a really long time for your phone to charge, things like that. So myelination can be pretty important. Your brain's weird in that it creates myelination over those by going over the path over and over again. Like building muscles, your brain is also a muscle, so using it again and again will help make it bigger. Kids naturally don't have very heavy myelination, so they end up getting very distracted very easily. It's hard to focus. Their brains don't process as quickly. They can get overstimulated or get information overload very quickly. And when they do that, they completely disengage. That's why it's so important to be able to give them that downtime. Just schedule it in so that kids can take the time to process and build those muscles so that they can then come back in and play for longer and learn more. They're not sponges, but they do need to be worked. Our game helps with that a lot. We've actively tried to incorporate it into both the rules, into the tools we give you to make it easy to be able to re-engage kids once they've disengaged. So that's things like the fact that our tokens are brightly colored is an easy stimulus to just grab attention. You're playing a talking game, and talking is very naturally stimulative. People want to talk, people want to know what's going on. Big movements, dice rolling, all of that. Those are all big tools to be able to grab the kid's attention back into the story that you're trying to tell. In the rules is also just built-in breaks. Just give your kids a break every once in a while. Let them rest, let them just cool down and rethink what they need to do. Let them take that time, and then just pull them back in slowly. That's all we have for today. Next week we're going to be talking about narrative for nations. If you like what you see, if you want to know more, if you want more updates, make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. We also have links to Facebook and Twitter in the description down below. I guess we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.